this one. I just have a lot of opinions. I used to be Mormon. I live in Utah, so I am extremely qualified to talk about this. And, but first I gotta shout out, Bella ASMR. She definitely kind of inspired me to make this video, because I saw her make one on the second season, and I was like, holy crap, I gotta get caught up so that I can watch this. And then I watched it, and I was like, oh my god, I have so many opinions I have to share as well. So here we are. So shout out to Bella ASMR. Anyways, I have so many thoughts on the secret lives of Mormon wives, dude. I used to be Mormon. I am not anymore. That's why I got these tattoos and these earrings. Those normally aren't allowed. And I served a full-time mission. So I was extremely Mormon. I was very into it. And watching the show is insane because it is. I have a lot of opinions. I also want to rank all of like my favorite characters, but I think I want to get to talking about Mormonism first and its depiction of Mormonism. But first, before any of that, I love the show. The show's so great. It's so fun. It's crazy to see like places that I know, like places that I've been. Like in the first season, they had an event, and I was like, holy shit. My like childhood best friend got married there. Like, what the fuck? I was like, what? It was so weird seeing that. Very strange. But yeah, I love this show. It's definitely like very staged. I mean, I'm gonna say very staged, but like definitely. I mean, it's reality television. So there's like a lot of the drama is definitely like staged. I think a lot of the reactions and stuff is more real for the most part. But I mean, at the end, it's reality television. Like, we all know, it's all like a little bullshitty. But like, it's so good. I love reality TV. It's so good. But that's why I take any opinion I have with like a grain of salt, because I like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's reality television. Like, it's a whatever. Because there is one thing that pisses me off about this show. Okay? I'm gonna need you to lock in right here. Because there's one thing about the show that pisses me off more than anything. And it's these girls claiming to be Mormon, dude. Dude, it drives me bonkers, dude. Oh my gosh, it actually drives me crazy because none of these girls are like actually Mormon. Like they're not. Like they're not. Like, like if a vegetarian eats meat, are they even a fucking vegetarian? No, they're not. Then don't say it. They're like just saying it because it's like the gimmick. It's the gimmick. They were raised Mormon. Most of them are ex-Mormon. There are still some who are like Mormon, but like they don't really abide by a lot of the rules within Mormonism. The fact that I can see their shoulders, like I couldn't be even wearing this if I was like Mormon, because I'd have my garments, my magic underwear, which I did wear. I did used to wear magic underwear. That's also another story. I used to think that it would like protect me, like that scene in Lord of the Rings where Frodo gets like impaled, and then everyone thinks he's dead, and then he like rips his shirt off and he's got mithril mail. That's what I expected that magic underwear to be for me. Anyways, I'm sidetracked. I think this show is bad Mormon representation, but I think Like, it is fantastic Utah representation. It's super good Utah representation, especially in Provo, Utah. It is to the T. It's sickening. It actually makes me a little sick at how like on point it is. I wish I took more notes down on it. But like a lot of like the soda is such a crazy thing. The double standards, the misogyny, the way the roles, how early people get married. And that's why it's like I can't get too mad when these women are claiming to be Mormon. Actually, no, I fucking can. Miranda's like, you know, as a good Mormon, I just want to be honest about like sucking and fucking all these dudes. Like, stop. It's like, why are you saying those both in the same sentence? Like, no Mormon would actually say that. Most Mormons are very, and I get that's like, I don't know. I have a lot of opinions on it because it's just hard. I have a lot of opinions on Mormonism. I'm obviously very biased. I don't like the church. I don't stand by its values. I think it stands for, it is inherently extremely elitist. It's extremely misogynistic, homophobic, transphobic, you know, all the fun stuff. And that's also why it's strange to me that, like, you're claiming to be Mormon, because it's like, girl, that's not something to be proud of. Like, girl, you didn't walk the plains. Girl, you didn't freaking trek across all of America. But I mean, it's hard because I don't want to hate on the religion too much, because there is some good stuff that comes out of it, but obviously, like, I have my own personal experience with it, and I am very biased, and I'm just trying to be open about that bias. But it is funny that it really does, it really irks me when they claim to be Mormon, because it's like you're not wearing the magic underwear, right? You're not even trying to do any of this stuff. Layla took a blunt from a stripper's vagina, which is awesome, by the way. Like, that's awesome, but like, there's so many crazy aspects about that. Like, you can't smoke. Like, Mormonism is so intense. Like, you can't drink coffee. You can't smoke weed. You can't smoke cigarettes. Apparently, you can still do ketamine therapy. But that's also a really good depiction of Utah culture, because it is kind of like that. Like, we don't have a lot of coffee places. We don't have a lot of bars. Like, down in southern Utah, where I'm from, like, there's like 2 or 3 bars down there. That's it. It's like a town of like 120,000 people or something, and like that many bars. It's insane. They just don't have, like, there's one liquor store down there. No, I think there is just one. It's crazy. It's absolutely bonkers. They also, like, you can't sell liquor or wine in a grocery store. You have to buy it at the liquor store, which is also crazy and super annoying. But Utah's a super weird place. But yeah, there's a lot of double standards, like these things of like, oh, I can't drink coffee, but I'm fine with doing ketamine. And there's a lot, because there's just a lot of weird loopholes. It's the same thing of like, oh, I can't drink coffee, but I could still drink like a Red Bull. And the idea behind those rules is that your body is a temple, and you should treat your body with respect, and only put good things in it. But, and it is different. Like, I definitely knew families that wouldn't allow any caffeine, or some families wouldn't drink any soda as well. So there's different, like, levels, and there is a lot of judgment even within the church, and people judging each other. And that is who I was when I was Mormon. Like, I was extremely judgmental. I was a little bit elitist. I definitely like looked down on others who weren't at least trying to live by God's commandments. I hate saying that. It sounds crazy. But it's true. And that's why it's like I see these girls and it's like y'all aren't even fucking trying. Like, what? Stop saying you're Mormon, dude. Like, you're not. You're not, dude. You're not Mormon. You don't live a Mormon lifestyle. You're just saying it for the show. And that's kind of fine, I guess. I don't know. It does bother me. It does bother me. And I know it shouldn't. It's like such a whatever. And I really shouldn't care. But I bet actual like people who are still Mormon are like losing their minds over it. I bet they're so upset over it. Like, I probably would be annoyed. I'm already annoyed and I'm like done with that shit. Yeah, dude, the Mormon church, I should make a video on Mormonism because it's fascinating. There's so many fascinating beliefs. Very strange beliefs. Some secretive stuff too. Some secret stuff, which is fun. Anyways, I don't know how many tangents I just went on, but yeah, this show is a great depiction of Utah culture. The way they dress, the hair, the way they talk, the things they talk about. Sometimes it stresses me out with like how specific it is, especially to Provo culture. Okay, so you have Salt Lake City. Alright, most people know that. And then like an hour drive below that is like Provo. And Provo is where you have the main Mormon college, BYU. I don't know what it is with that city, but it is a cesspool of sexual deviance, mostly due to how sexually repressed a lot of Mormons are, because it's like, you know, they're not allowed to have sex out of marriage, they can't masturbate, they have no like outlet for that kind of shit. So it really, I think, makes a lot of I shouldn't say creeps. I don't want to get too like salty or weird about stuff, but it is a fucking weird place. The dating culture down there is insane. It's weird. Yeah, that area, the culture down there is crazy, and you definitely see a lot of it in here. A lot of fuckboys, that's what I'd say. I think it's a lot of fuckboys. They literally have a name, they're called Provo All-Stars. Like, it's nuts. Also, Mormons have something called a Nikmo. A Nikmo is NCMO, and it stands for non-committal make-out. So like whenever a Utahn says like, oh, we hooked up, they never mean, like normally you'd be like, oh, like you guys like had sex, you know, but they never mean it that way. It's always like, we made out, or like we like held hands, or like we cuddled or something, you know. It's like, most of the time I think it means like made out more so, but strange place. Oh yeah, that's another aspect, yeah, because that's another interesting thing, is, yeah, in Mormonism, yeah, right, you can't smoke cigarettes, drink alcohol, you know, whatever, but you can use anything a doctor prescribes you. So that's why ketamine therapy is okay, because it's considered therapy. It's a weird loophole, but it works. But this also leads to other loopholes, which has led to a huge prescription drug problem in Utah, which is really interesting because it's like, I mean, prescription drugs are already a problem nationwide here in America, but it is especially a problem here in Utah. But yeah, definitely a lot of people like abusing like Xanax and other stuff. I think you definitely kind of see that a bit in The Housewives of Salt Lake City, which I also love. The show definitely feels a lot like that, just better in a lot of ways. It's better, it's a new group of young women, which I think is super fun. It's also really funny to see them, the juxtaposition from season 1 to 2, and like watching them get money and like more work done, and like I don't know, just how it's changed their overall demeanor and the way they do things is kind of really interesting to see. So yeah, I've talked. Yeah, oh, dude. Oh yeah, I did write that. I mean, that's a little shady what I wrote here. I said that they're just chasing clout by calling themselves Mormon. And, oh, this one is for real. They're definitely chasing clout with, like, calling themselves, like, feminists and, like, trying to empower women. When, like, in the show, and it's hard to say because it's, like, it's hard to say because I want to say, like these women aren't real feminists, especially when they're being so like submissive to their partners. But also, like, I don't know them. I will say though, they did support the current president and this current administration, which pretty misogynistic, not very feminist, not very feminist of them, and really cringy, but very Mormon, very Utah, very red state. So, and also I can't really blame the women in that. I would like to kind of retract that no, because a lot of it is, especially being raised in the church, they are groomed in a way. They are groomed. They're groomed to be wives. They're groomed to believe, to be subservient to men. They're groomed to essentially just try to get married and have a family and have as many kids possible. So I can't really look at these women and be like, oh, you're not a feminist because like you're being submissive to your husband, because also that can be in its own form of feminism, you know, like that's just a stupid way of thinking. And also I can't really blame them for like how they were literally raised and taught to be from like the day they were born. Like you even look at the parents, the way the dad, Taylor's dad, the way he interacts, the things he says, it's like, oh my fucking god. That's one thing I'll say right now, is I have a list of my favorites and least favorites, and I have one girl who I really dislike in the show, but at the very bottom I have despise almost every single man in this show. Every man in this show is an actual piece of shit, dude. It like, there's even like the one that like was quiet, and I was like, oh, this guy seems fun, he seems cute, and it's like, oh, nope, I guess he started dating his girlfriend when she was 16, and he was like, I don't know, 21 or something, and it's like, it's like, shit. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, the man, Jen's husband, oh, dude, biggest ick I've ever seen, dude, he's such a tryhard, like, I mean, he did do a lot of PR training, but, like, bruh, like, I don't know, he did say some stuff that was like, wow, yeah, it's getting true, but I just don't like his vibe. I don't like his vibe. I don't think he'd like my vibe. Maybe he would. I don't know. I don't know these people. I just see them on TV and I go, hey. And that's why I love reality television, right? Because it gives me a way to vent and gossip and shit talk people in a safe place, if that makes sense. Because I don't actually care, you know? Like, I do kind of care if they are, like, trying to push a bad agenda, you know what I mean? Like, if they were actively being, like, pushing something that I was, like, morally against, you know? But they're not doing that. They're trying, you know? And that's honestly, it is a little admirable, because that's like, you know, them being feminist in Utah is like, essentially by being like a centrist and being like, hey, you know what, gay people aren't evil. like the bar, the bar is so fucking low here. The bar is so fucking low here. So like, they're at least above that shitty bar. Oh my gosh, and yeah, Dakota, dude, all the dudes, I just, oof, dumb. Except for, I think, Dakota's one friend that he plays basketball with. I was like, yo, this guy gets it. This guy, like, understands. This guy's actually, like, saying real shit, which is awesome. And also, Macy's husband, because he, like, that was such a green flag that he was like, yeah, I don't really want to be part of this. And then he shows up in, like, a couple scenes, and then you usually see the one scene of him crying when, like, with the baby and stuff. It was good. It was good. Anyways, let's get to fun stuff. Number one. My number one favorite person. Can you guess it? Wrong, bitch. Wrong. It's Macy. Macy's my favorite. Because she's nice, and she's sweet, and she's funny, and she's chill, and she doesn't cause no drama, and she's honestly, like, she's just a peacekeeper. She's, like, trying to keep everything together as hard as she can, even though it's, like, nearly impossible. Yeah, I think she's cool. This next one is pretty crazy for me, because the next one, my number two, is Taylor. It's Taylor. I really didn't like Taylor in the first season. And I can't blame her. And it's because Taylor is just like, it's honestly messed up how similar, like, Taylor is like literally somebody that I feel like I went to school with, like in high school, because it like literally exactly the same. Like, she's like my age. She reminds me so much of people I went to school with, like, to the T. And, you know, those are the type of girls that, like, made fun of me. Like, they teased me, they made fun of me in high school, you know? Like, I don't want to say bully, but, like, I was a nerd, I was a loser, I was a dweeb. And yeah, Taylor's definitely giving, like, popular high school girl vibes. That being said, she's so much more than that. No, she's super genuine, and I really appreciate that. Like, you can just tell that she's being very genuine and very real with how she feels. Like, she's definitely not, like, I don't know, she's really funny because she's very, like, blunt and honest. You know, she makes mistakes like all of us do. And her mistakes are what make her human. And I stand by women's rights and women's wrongs and women's mistakes, so I stand by Taylor. And I just loved her in the second season. She was so much fun. She was doing so many good decisions. I loved when she was like, yeah, I'm breaking things off with him. I mean, we're still fucking, but like, that's just because it's easy. I was like, that's awesome. That's funny. That's real. That's some real shit right there. That is some real shit right there. That's awesome. So yeah, I really liked her a lot. Number 3 is Michaela. I didn't care much for Michaela in the first season. In the second season, I definitely started to like her a lot more. Definitely, she's super vindictive. That girl hates Whitney. It definitely got a little boring at some points of like how much she hated Whitney. But I liked her. I thought she had a good story too. And also like I don't know. Most of these girls I just kind of feel pretty neutral about, or there's like, I don't know. I feel pretty neutral about most people. So Michaela, I like. Miranda is number 4. Miranda Miranda is just trying to get that sweet, sweet cloud. She's just trying to get back into mom talk. Mom talk. Boom. I hate that term so much. I hate it so much. But yeah, Miranda, I like her. She's chill. She's just vibing. I still thought it was so funny when she was like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I was a swinger. Yeah, we did stuff in the shower. Yeah, we did this. I don't know, it was funny. I like how she like got back in. She was like, yeah, Mom, this is kind of crazy now. Definitely kind of bit off more than she could chew. But yeah, I like Miranda. Next up, I don't know how I feel about this one. I feel like I would put this one lower, actually. So I'll say the next one. I'll say next up Layla. I'll put Layla. Layla, I'm fine with Layla. I don't like love Layla. Mostly because she's like a politician. She'll just never pick a side. And I never know what side she's on. She'll back somebody up and then doesn't, because she just doesn't ever want to step on anybody's toes. And I think with like Macy, I feel like Macy's similar in a way, but hers is different because she's like actively trying to fix things, while Layla just sits there and just watches the world burn. She doesn't try or do anything, she's just there. But you know what? Honestly, her taking the blunt out of the vagina, that moves her up a bit. That I can't be too judgmental on her too, because she is very young as well. And then after that, I have Jen. I like Jen. They definitely like, I don't know what they were, it almost seemed like they were trying to make her seem like the villain in the beginning. I don't know. When it was crazy because it was clear that it was like Demi and Jesse like the whole time were the villains. So really weird. I feel bad for Jen. I will say this. I was shit talking all of them being Mormon. Jen in the first season is the only Mormon you will see. She was actually Mormon, and you could tell because she was fake nice. She was really trying to be nice and perfect. She was wearing her garments. She was the only girl who was wearing her garments, or at least trying to. And that's what's important. It's fine if you don't do it if you like mess up here and now, it's chill. But if you're actively trying, then like that's when you're Mormon. So Jen in the first season was Mormon, but in the second season, you could tell she even said she hadn't been back to church in a while. She wasn't wearing her garments anymore. And so yeah, I didn't love how Mormon she was, but in the second season I did like her more, but like she also didn't have a ton of screen time. Don't like her husband, that guy's crazy. Don't like his vibe. I don't like that they gave him a redemption arc. Like, bro is like epitome of toxic masculinity. Maybe not no, yeah, he is. And then, of course, he starts going to therapy, and now he's just weaponizing therapy terms, which, like, we also gotta talk about that sometime. Like, the way therapy is used now is so interesting because it's like, obviously therapy's good, but then when you have not professionals talking about therapy, a lot of times it's mostly them using it in a toxic way. Not mostly, but definitely a lot. And specifically, I've definitely seen a lot of people weaponize therapy and use it in a manipulative and kind of gaslighty way, which is really, it's really interesting to see that cultural shift. Anyways, yeah, don't like that dude. Next up, I have Jessie. Jessie, I loved in season 1. I really liked her, but I did not like her in the second season. She came... Well, I will say, I didn't like her in the beginning of the second season, but I do think she kind of came back around and came to her senses towards the end of it, and I started to like her more. So, and I could also tell she was just kind of doing whatever the directors wanted her to do. Like, she was definitely causing drama for the sake of causing drama. And I can't blame any of the girls for that. I can't. They're trying to make a good show. They're trying to make good television, and they did. It was good. So that was awesome. Second to last, we have Demi. Demi is doing the same stuff that Jessie is, but she's just annoying, dude. Like, she's just whining. She's just like, oh, all this, like, she's way more spiteful, and, like, she's doing it out of, like, malice. Like, you can tell Jessie's just kind of doing it to cause drama. Demi just, like, really fucking hates some of these women, and is, like, spiteful. She's spiteful. Definitely the villain of the season, for sure. Just didn't love her. But number one girl that I could not stand. I despised her in the first season, and I despised her in the second. I will also say that she's also pretty Mormon. She is... It's hard to tell on television, but she is actually probably pretty Mormon. It's really hard to tell with her. No, I think she'd be good Mormon representation, I think. Not great, she still swears. Which, yeah, Mormons don't really swear. Like, or at least a lot of them try not to. But yeah, Whitney, I do not like her. The first season, she was just all about me, and like, just so annoying, and so like, I'm like, you could tell exactly what she was trying to do in season 1. She was trying to be like different. She's trying to be like, I'm better than this group, all for like screen time, which worked. But like, you could tell she definitely realized that she messed up after it came out, because the second season was just her trying to pedal back so hard on that first season, and really try to fix her shit. Try to fix her shit. I don't like her. I don't like her vibe. I don't like the way she goes about things. I think she's just like, I mean, her and Miranda were both trying to just weasel their way back in, but I feel like Miranda was a bit more like chill and nonchalant about it when he was trying really hard, which is like, honestly fine. Like, You gotta do what you gotta do. I just don't like her. I just don't like her. She reminds me, she's too Utah, dude. She seems fake. She seems so fake. Yeah, I think it's as simple as that. And that's why, I don't blame Michaela that much, Michaela does not like that girl, and I do not like that girl. Anytime she was on screen, I was just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what is happening? But yeah, easily though, Whitney's still better than most of the men on there. Like, holy crap. Yeah, Taylor's dad, dude, what the hell? Also, Taylor's sister is like number 3. She was awesome. She was so real. I forgot about her. I feel like I forgot some other people, but I figured this was good enough for now. Taylor's mom, cringe, dude. Wild shit. Anyways, that's all I got for now. I think I've shit talked Mormons enough. I think I should talk Mormons enough. Maybe I will do a video going in depth on the Mormons. Because yeah, really, I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of knowledge on Mormonism from inside and out. That's one fascinating aspect about after you leave Mormonism is they'll always say like, oh yeah, the church is true. And you always know that because like when people leave, they like are so obsessed with it and they can't like not talk about it when like they leave and stuff. And honestly, I don't really think about it much anymore. But also, it's like, how can I not? It was most of my life. And I spent 2 years of my life going out, knocking door to door, and preaching to people. Like, that's wild. And they also, like, they just, I don't know, once you leave, too, they really don't respect your opinion anymore as much, just in general. Which is sad. Definitely a bummer. And, I mean, it's whatever. Or, like, they'll also, like, go, a lot of times I think they'll believe that, like, oh, you were never really Mormon, or, like, you didn't really believe in it, or, like, they didn't, like, know this stuff, but, like, dude, I was doing, like, deep lore. I read all the Book of Mormon. I read all the New Testament. I tried to read all the Old Testament, but that shit's hard. I read like half of it, and I was like, bro, this sucks. This book, fucking 1 star in Goodreads. The Old Testament, bad book, bro. New Testament, awesome. I read that like twice. The New Testament is legitimately really good. Old Testament, that's some bullshit, dude. Fuck that shit. It's scary. It's weird. There's so much weird stuff. But anyways, I keep getting off track.